Was definitely that was a prelude of what we are going to talk about today, and that is about concerning the Chinese New Year, which is celebrated every year by Chinese and the Chinese people around the world. This is a custom or a culture that has spilled all over the world, and we are going to have a very informative session right about now, because in studio I'm joined by Mr. Li Peichuan. I said the name correctly?
Very correctly.
Who is the Deputy Bureau Chief, China Media Group Africa. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Asante sana. Good morning Kenya. Good morning mabibi na makaka. Nimefurahia kushiriki kwenye this TV show.
Yes.
Good morning Kenya.
Before we even continue, how do you say good morning, good morning Kenya in Chinese?
早上好.
Okay,
早上好. Hao means wega, salama, 早上 morning.
Shang morning. Okay.
早上好.
I think I need to take Chinese classes for. But welcome, and the first question I would, or anyone who is watching this for the first time, is why does the Chinese New Year start on a different date?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Because Chinese people, we follow our own so-called lunar calendar. It's about 1 month late from the Gregorian calendar. Say, if it's January 1st, it's still December 10th. There's always a gap between the two calendars. So our new year for 2025 falls on the 29th of January. It's not always the 25th of January, 29th of January. This year it is, and next year probably it falls on the day in early February or in the middle of February. So it's somewhere between the middle of January and February, the middle of February. So that's why we have a different date for our new year. And we call it Spring Festival.
Yeah.
Spring is the start or the advent of a new year in China. It's very cold in winter. After winter, it gets warmer and warmer. So in the wakati wa spring, people begin to plow the field, begin to sow seeds. So it's the start of the new year. It's the start of farm work as well.
You know, Gregorian calendar is the unified timeline that is used in most parts of the world. The question here is, does people in China or the Chinese around the world celebrate the new year that other people celebrate?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we celebrate both New Years. So following the wave of saying Happy New Year, before and on January 1st, it's time for us to say 过年好. 过年好 means Happy New Year in Chinese. So it's another wave of saying New Year greetings now.
Yes.
Yeah, we do celebrate both, but the Spring Festival has a history of about 4 millennia. It's deeply rooted in the Chinese culture. It's part of our life already, so we do give more significance. It's celebrated more warmly and passionately by the Chinese. I'm talking about the traditional Chinese New Year. So we celebrate it in a more serious way than the Gregorian calendar.
Okay.
I mean, so if we do a lot of things. Among the Chinese New Year, among all the elements, I'm wearing this red scarf, and I bring some
see you have
red items already here.
Yeah.
So number one, red is auspicious color. It was seen by ancient Chinese since ancient times. We have seen it as the color of life, the color of passion, the color of enthusiasm, and also the color that's good for exorcising evil, driving away bad elements. So if you go to a Chinese shop here in Nairobi,
Yes.
you can see decorations, items, mostly all of them, probably all of them are in red. Yeah, that's the main color for the Spring Festival, actually for major festivals in China. So here I've brought some items here.
Yes.
This is a very typical one.
So what is that in the first place? What
Yeah,
is
this Chinese character is Fu. It means furaha,
Furaha.
happiness, or bahatinjema, good luck.
Yeah.
You know, the new year is represented by all the auspicious words and feelings.
Yes.
So people wish for a good start of the year. So wish for good luck. So this is, it's called Fu. So we put it on the door. Put it on the door. And also for the door, we also have what we call Spring Festival triplets. It forms the letter N. You put it also. This is you put it on top of the wall, on top of the door.
Yes. So what is this inscription now?
But this one, they vary. It depends on how what characters you want. But this one means the year of the snake. Good luck to the year of the snake.
Yes, we shall talk about the year of the snake.
And also, yeah, on the two sides you put the couplets. We call them couplets.
Yes.
They are also usually the sentences or the words are they form a pun. They are symmetrical.
So these are actual words, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
So what does this say? Is it the same as that one?
No.
So
no.
what does this say?
This one also good luck. We wish the good luck come to our home, and also the golden snake wishes you a good year, something like that.
Wow.
All auspicious words, but you can find different wording, but basically they express the good wishes of the people. And also here, this year,
you can lift
this
it.
coming year.
Yes, you can lift it.
It doesn't look that much like a snake, but it's sort of made into a cartoon.
Yeah.
Because the year 2025 in our calendar is the year of the snake.
Yes.
So, we have a zodiac. This is a 12-year zodiac. Every year is represented by an animal. So this coming year is the year of the snake, and this year 2024 is represented by dragon.
So why is 2025 the year of the snake, and what does the snake represent in the Chinese culture?
Yeah, among other things, longevity and also perseverance and also strength. A lot of personalities are given, and also depending on the characters of the animal itself, the animals themselves. The other animals include the cow, or the ox, or the rabbit, the horse, and only one of them, the dragon, is a mythical creature. All the others are real animals that you can see in our daily life.
So, during this time, what customs are associated with the Chinese New Year now? Yes.
Okay. Also, it's also the value of the Spring Festival.
Yeah.
And I think that the first and foremost one is family reunion. This is a time when people, if they work outside of their hometown, they fly back, they rush back to their hometown for family reunions. I think it's very similar to what Kenyan Zoo
So
before and
yeah.
during the Christmas season.
So in China, there is that travel spree, and the transport system is very busy.
It's very busy. And actually, we have a Spring Festival travel spree. It lasts from 2 weeks before the Spring Festival and ends 2 weeks after. So more than 2 weeks. It spans for about 40 days. This is when people really use the travel a lot. I mean, use the but the main means of transportation is the roads. And then the second is the train, and then they travel by air as well. So family reunion is the most important thing, and also it goes with really a big feast. On the family reunion, I mean the feast on the eve of the New Year.
Yes.
I just like on the eve of Christmas. That's very important for us. So everybody, the whole family is supposed to be there, to be sitting at the table with a lot of food. But among the food, I would mention the two must-haves.
Yeah, please.
Number one, dumplings.
Dumplings, yes.
Dumplings, boiled dumplings mostly. That's dough wraps with nyama na mboga pamoja.
Of course, nyama has to be
meat
there.
and vegetables together. So they are made in the form of ancient Chinese money, Chinese bullion.
Yes.
So they're boiled. This is one of the must-haves, and the other one is fish, samaki, ngege, tilapia, aina yoyote. Any type of fish, you must at least have one, because fish, in Chinese we say yu.
Fish.
Yeah. Yu.
Okay.
Yeah. Try again.
Yes. Yu.
Yeah, you're almost there. And because it sounds the same as the word surplus.
Oh.
You have a surplus of your surplus of your money, you have surplus food. That means, life is good. So, yu or fish is, we have cooked fish there. And also, I don't bring it with me, but we have a lot of we also have signs or pictures of fish.
Okay.
You put them on the wall or on the window as decorations.
Is it also, in Christmas, during Christmas here, it's also considered a time of giving back, especially to those who have less or those who do not have. Is it the same case during the Chinese New Year festivities?
Oh, yeah. Usually, schools, companies, and government offices are encouraged before the New Year. I mean, encouraged to go and visit the seniors' homes or the orphanages and make donations as well.
Now, this is not a custom that started yesterday. It has been there for millennia. So over time, what traditions have been retained? What new tradition have been introduced, and what has been discarded?
I would say we do celebrate the New Year in pretty much the same way traditionally. We also let out fireworks. We use a lot of fireworks, firecrackers before the New Year, on the eve of the New Year, and in the course of the New Year. The New Year actually the whole holiday lasts for 15 days, 2 weeks, until the middle of this January in our calendar. So it ends with the Lantern Festival, that marks the end of the 2-week holiday. We do celebrate it in traditional ways, but I would here mention the Spring Festival Gala, TV Gala, that Chinese people watch for the past 42 years.
Oh.
So it's part of the, it's not a traditional thing, but back in 1983, my company, China Media Group, which also owns China Central Television, it launched this TV show. It's a 4-hour show, and now it's 4.5 hours. It's broadcast on the eve of the New Year, from 8 p.m. until midnight. That's when we welcome in the New Year, and it's complete with everything: singing, dancing, acrobatics, theatrical performances, everything. So it's been an important part of the celebration. You know, when people gather together and have dinner, and they watch the show as well.
Yes.
So it's been there for 42 years already, and it's, according to Guinness, it's the most watched show in the world. Remember, you know, this is a country of 1.4 billion people.
Yes.
You know, if almost everyone watched the show, so it shouldn't come as a surprise if it's seen as the most watched entertainment show.
Yeah.
And it's a variety show, you know. It's complete with different forms of performances.
The Chinese New Year has also been recognized by UNESCO.
Yes. Yeah, this is what actually happened just a month ago. UNESCO, the United Nations Educational and Scientific Organization, on December 4th, recognized the celebration of the Chinese Spring Festival as intangible cultural heritage. So Chinese people are very proud of it, and so they give this year's celebration a lot more significance. And actually tomorrow, the Chinese Embassy and the UN office in Nairobi, in partnership with our company, China Media Group Africa, we're going to launch a ceremony at the UN office in Gigiri.
Gigiri, yes.
You know, this will be a very formal celebration over there. And yeah, also we're going to hear the message to be given by the head of the office.
Okay. Now, which other countries celebrate the Chinese New Year, and the way they celebrate in terms of the traditions they do they differ greatly or slightly from what the Chinese celebrations in China happen?
Yeah, in addition to China, the Spring Festival is also celebrated by the Chinese communities outside of the country. For example, in Singapore and Malaysia, the two countries have a large percentage of Chinese people, probably 70 or 80%. So they celebrated the Chinese way. And also in our neighboring countries like Korea and Vietnam, because of the historical relationship, and also because of the geographical locations, you know, they also celebrate the New Year, the Lunar New Year, pretty much the same way. And according to my knowledge, in Vietnam, the zodiac, they also have the 12-year cycle, but the animals chosen to represent the 12 years are a bit different. So they are not exactly the same animals or creatures pretty much the same, but I'm not exactly sure at the moment. They have cat, but we don't have cat. But the zodiac is also observed, is also followed by the Vietnamese people.
Between the Chinese New Year and the Gregorian New Year, what are the similarities? Yeah.
Similarities, I think just in the beginning of the New Year, you know, whether the Gregorian New Year or the Chinese Spring Festival, as I said, it marks the advent of a new year. This is when people make resolutions, gather together. You know, it's been a whole year, we haven't seen each other. So reunions between family members and reunions between friends is also very important. For example, in my case, my classmates back to 40 years ago, more than 30 years ago, we have a group, high school classmates. A long time ago, we decided to gather on the 4th day of the new year. Every 4th day of the new year, we gather together, even up to now. But physically, I'm here in Kenya this year. I'm not going back to China, so I'll have to join them digitally, electronically.
Yes.
So reunion, the value, that's the main value of the new year for us. Also plan for the new year. You know, as I said, you know, make new year resolutions.
You know, you've talked about the reunions, and as a person, which aspects of these celebrations of the Chinese New Year do you find meaningful and more interesting as a person?
Well, I would pick, in this question, I would pick the food.
Yes.
I mean, it's more than enjoying to satisfy your taste buds. You know, this is when, you know, when people gather to eat the good food, abundance of food, it also encourages you. You know, the food is not easy to get. They are obtained through your hard work. So if you look at it different ways, you know, you have to work very hard. For life is not easy. You know, all the good life are created by yourself, with your own hands. So you really, it serves as an inspiration as well. And also today, because life has changed so much in China, you know, it's very different from what we have, what we had 40 years ago when I was still a child. So the abundance food, you look back to the past, so the comparison is over there. You know, I could still remember back in those days, my mother had to sew. You know, I'm one of the 5 children of my parents.
Yes.
And every year, to celebrate the new year, my mother had to sew new clothes for us, all 5 children, and make new shoes. But now, this is also a change. In those days, you know, children put on new clothes, they felt so happy. But now, because of the abundance of commodities, a new pair of shoes, and it doesn't generate that much feeling anymore. But because I'm one of the people who went through those years, hardship as well, I could feel, you know, the difference, the changes so much.
There was something you looked forward to.
Yeah, it serves as an encouragement to me. You know, you feel obliged to keep yourself going, even though it's already there. You've already got leading a good life, but you know, it's so different. You know, you have to contemplate. You have to reflect. You know, sometimes.
Yes. Are there misconceptions, especially amongst other cultures, about the Chinese New Year?
Can you say it again?
Misconceptions surrounding the Chinese celebrations of the New Year?
Not necessarily. It's as I said, you know, it's an occasion where, well, actually, it's not. It's been celebrated by not only China or its neighboring countries. It's been known to other cultures as well. I don't know how much people you know about it, or our Kenyan audiences do, but here in Kenya, because of the Chinese communities here, we celebrate our festivals here in Kenya. I think it's becoming more and more known. It's got to be known by a lot more people, including in Kenya. And actually, yesterday at Two Rivers in the northern part of the city, a big celebration. What we call it Temple Fair. Temple Fair. Yeah, it's it was held at Two Rivers. Yes. A lot of performances, and Chinese businesses set up their food stands, and even a professional team, Kung Fu team from China's Henan province, were there to give martial artistic performance. And it gathered a lot of people, including Kenya. And I think the PS of Culture and Heritage, Miss Bashir, was present there. And she took part in a lot of activities, paper cutting, and also stamps or calligraphy. You know, people write this word, this character, practice calligraphy there as well. And so it was held there. And we are also going to see light shows on the eve of the New Year, on GTC, on the building of GTC, as well as the main building at the University of Nairobi. I don't know what that building is called, but we're looking forward to see it on the night of January 28th. Yes. So the New Year is 29th. So the eve of the New Year, on the night of the 29th, I think Nairobians will be able to see some light shows on both GTC and UON. Yes, so it's going to be very exciting. So as we wind up, what is your message to everyone who is watching right now? What would you like to tell them? I really want to say, I've been living here, nimeishi hapa kwa miaka mitatu. Nimekuja kujua na nimeshangaa wa Kenya. Kenyans are very open-minded. I've just mentioned the PS of Heritage and Culture attended our event, and actually the average people in Kenya are very open to foreign cultures, foreign festivals, including the New Year celebrations of the Chinese New Year celebrations. And it really adds a lot of color and splendor to the already rich and colorful cultural landscape of Kenya. And I think it's very helpful in making, in lessening the nostalgia of Chinese people here. You know, a lot of people have come to see Kenya as their second home. Nyumbani yangu pia, ya pili. And we feel at home, very much so. because of the acceptance by the Kenyan people.
Yeah.
And because I live here for quite a while, and I know that Kenya has also rich culture, given its 44 tribal groups. And I think we, being a media person, I think we have the obligation. We would love to report on it, promote it as well.
Yes.
I would mention one thing.
Yes.
I just wonder if you know Omshereha.
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 That's, I
this
think,
is Kiluya.
Yes.
It's actually it's the liquid mixed with ashes of some plants, like banana stems or mahindi stems.
Yeah.
You know, they are mixed with water, or bean leaves, bean stems.
Yeah.
That you burn them, and you mix the ashes with water, and it's used for cooking, and it makes nyama or mboga softer.
Okay.
So that's called Omshereha.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we would love to promote cultural phenomena like this very much.
I'm told we are out of time, but this was very educative, and we thank you for making time. What is that?
Red envelope for you.
Thank you.
It's also, it's usually what's given from the elders to the young people.
The most favorable
You can check what's inside.
I will check after this. I'm told we are out of time. Thank you for making time. We have been talking to Mr. Lee Pei-Xuan, who is the Deputy Bureau Chief, China Media Group, about Chinese New Year. This is where we end this conversation. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Mike Migwe. Stay with us.